Hello everyone, and welcome to video 1 of what is going to be a 5-part video series where I'll be talking about a few sales concepts that I picked up and a few books that I've recently read. These 3 books are The 1-Minute Salesperson by Spencer Johnson, Smart Calling by Art Sobczak, and Cold Calling Techniques That Really Work by Steven Schiffman. Now let's jump right into it. And in the world of sales, there is something called the wonderful paradox. And what this basically boils down to is whenever you're trying to sell your product or your service to the prospect, you don't worry about trying to get what you want out of the equation. You focus on trying to help the prospect get what they need. Because whenever you do this, you'll find that the prospect is just as willing to buy your products to help themselves. And this, of course, helps you. So sales is a very necessary part to any business, but it can also be quite tricky. So as you're going about selling your product to all the prospects, you'll find that roughly 1/3 of them are going to buy your product, no matter what. You'll also find that another 1/3 of them will not buy your product, no matter what you do. But it's this last third that we need to focus on. This last third can be persuaded to either buy or not buy your product. You need to be able to meet these people where they are. There's also something called the 80-20 rule. And what this basically boils down to is 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your sources. And notice, this also applies to salespeople. 20% of salespeople will get 80% of the revenue. All right, and your number one enemy as a salesperson is going to be the status quo. It's not going to be another salesperson. It's not going to be a competitor or even yourself. It's just going to be whatever the prospect is doing at that current moment. That's what they are likely to want to stay with, and you need to fight that. So 10 traits of successful salespeople. First, they're abnormal, which is obvious because if they were normal, they wouldn't be successful, right? Second, they're committed. They have goals, and they're not afraid to pursue them. 3, motivated, which means they find the energy to drive forward from within. They don't rely on other people. They're self-motivated. 4th, they're also self-declared. It means they know what they want and they're confident in pursuing it. And 5th, they sacrifice. You need to recognize that every decision that you make is a trade-off. 6, they delegate. You need to recognize what is and isn't important to you. You need to focus on what is important, just like the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% so you can get the 80%. 7, you're optimistic. Every time you pick up that call, you're going to make the sale. 8, you're enthusiastic. It means you're ready for each new day of work because every new day brings new possibilities. 9, you live off peak. This means that so whenever everyone else is calling the prospects, you're not. It means you're calling whenever no one else is. And 10, you're consistent and persistent. It means you constantly apply all these traits all the time. And I want to thank you guys for sticking to the end of video 1 and tune back in for video 2. Thank you.